I'm Irving, and I have no life, just like you.
The Ballad of Irving. Irving. Big fat Irving. Big sport Irving. The 142nd fastest gun in the West.
I've been asked more than once which Halo game is my favorite, and frankly, it's a hard question for me. I like most of them for various reasons, and I find I have trouble deciding which kumquat is better when I'm rating this one by weight and this one by volume. But whether or not I choose an absolute favorite, Reach is right up there at the top with anything else. It's well put together, plays fair, has a kick-ass story, and the ending... I can't find the words, honestly. I love this game. So let's make fun of it. Our opening cinematic shows us the planet Reach, a key figure in our colonization of the galaxy. Between the shipyards that supplied both military and civilian needs and the scientific research facilities, Reach was second only to Earth in importance. As we survey the landscape, we come upon... This doesn't look promising. This may well be one of the most bittersweet games I've ever played. Anybody familiar with the Halo canon knows what happened to Reach, and you go into this game already knowing that. I don't remember any other games I've seen that I went into it knowing everything was futile. But with this, it's even more than that. You're playing as a Spartan, and it doesn't take long before you find yourself saying, "Bring on the futility! I eat that stuff for breakfast!" That's how engaging the game is from the first moment you take control of a character. I can honestly say I have no idea how they did it, but very well done.
Contact with Visegrad Relay was lost last night. All signals flatlined at 2600 hours. I responded with trooper fire teams, which have since been declared MIA.
And now you're sending us.
The Office of Naval Intelligence believes deployment of a Spartan team is a gross misallocation of valuable resources. I disagree.
Commander.
So that's our new number 6.
Cat, you read his file?
Only the parts that weren't covered in black ink.
As usual, you're the new guy.
Lieutenant.
Commander, sir.
I'm Carter, Noble Team's leader. That's Kat, Noble 2, Emil and George 4 and 5. You're riding with me, Noble 6.
Not gonna lie to you, Lieutenant. You're stepping into some shoes the rest of the squad would rather leave unfilled.
So after the requisite lecture, we're off in our Pelicans. Of course, the first thing we do is lose contact with HQ because something or other is jamming us, so we'll be on our own this trip. Surprise, surprise. Noble Team lands and off we go learning the controls. We find a military beacon, a few terrified farmers, some dead soldiers, and finally, the Covenant.
Yeah, show them no mercy.
That's not the Covenant, that's dinner. Let's try this again. And finally, the Covenant.
Got target.
Confirmed.
Banshees, heads up, Charlie 1.
From here, you're basically doing search and rescue. You move here and there, helping out various pockets of soldiers and the occasional civilian, and learning how helpful your friendly AI is.
Got contact.
Really? I hadn't noticed. Where? At one of the next pockets of Covenant, I emptied my needler taking out all the elites, so I decided to see what they were using. Plasma repeater? We have a new weapon. I mean, an old weapon since this is before, but it's new. We have a weapon we haven't seen before in the games. I can't escape the feeling I put way too much thought into that. Anyway, let's see what it can do.
Stay on your toes.
after we drive for a while. It doesn't do much. I don't think this thing has as much punch as the plasma pistol. When health is down, look for one of these things. So it's just like the health pack in the first game, except it's different. Okay then. You might have also seen that big green icon that said Ordnance. Those just show up at random places and there's some kind of fully loaded weapon there. In this case it was a battle rifle, so I got rid of the plasma pop gun real quick. Maybe it's not a battle rifle, it just looks like it. The battle rifle has always been a 3-shot burst weapon. This one can do single shot. Whatever it is, it did a nice job on that elite. I'll take it. Okay, it's an OMR, or a DMR. I honestly can't read that. Then I found this thing.
That should be it. Confirmed.
Oh, now we're just messing with people's heads. Really? Needle rifle? So it's just like the Needler, except it's bigger, bulkier, and fires single shot instead of a stream of them like the regular Needler does. And anybody in the galaxy needs one of these because... A transport, called a Falcon by the way, comes to pick up you and your squad while others evacuate the people you rescued.
Noble 2, sit rep.
We're at the relay outpost. Doors locked. Mechanism's been flash fused.
Can you beat it?
I'll dial up my torch, cut the way through. Gonna take some time.
Okay. We're en route to your location.
Well, this is exciting. Gee, there's so much happening here I can barely keep track of it all. I am on the edge of my seat, wondering what happens next. Eventually, this brings you to the comm outpost that you're supposed to be investigating. The Covenant are sending an all-out assault, so you have to fall back inside the building. Here we also learn that we don't have a light. Instead, we have night vision, and it almost works sometimes. You examine a dead body and discover that there's more going on than you've been told.
Found something.
I'll take that, 6. Not your domain.
One of the team finds a live girl who doesn't speak English. Then we get to watch a Halo movie.
What's the status? Over.
We've been engaged! Bad guy coming out!
That Tango group has permission to pursue.
Negative 4, stay on the entrance. 2, handle her.
Instead of just watching that fight, why weren't we taking part? You can still make it so he gets away, but at least the player gets to do something. For some reason, this elite grabs the girl and takes off. If we get the chance, we'll rescue her, but the main task is to get rid of all the hostiles in the place. At one point, I even got to do that my favorite way. Okay, that was a phenomenal toss if I do say so myself. You fight your way on through and catch up to the guy who grabbed the girl. She's still alive and your squad leader tries to talk to her. That dead body you found was her father. Spartan George takes compassion on her.
Big man forgets what he is sometimes.
She just lost her father. She needs a full psychiatric workup.
She's not the only one.
Lock it down, both of you.
Whoa, a little dissent in the ranks there? I didn't know Spartans did that. And why is the other guy being such a jerk anyway? Your commander reports in and gets the next mission. A sensitive base run by ONI, the Office of Naval Intelligence, is under siege, and for various reasons, orbital rounds can't be used to take out the Covenant cruiser. So your team is to go in and engage the Covenant directly. Of course, that's what Spartans do, and this is a Halo game. Can you imagine how boring the game would be if all you did was sit in the command center and push buttons? Well, okay, technically that is what you do, but it makes other more interesting stuff happen on the screen. What was I talking about? Here's some basic Halo action while I figure it out. The next ordnance box you find has a designator in it.
Telemetry received on standby. Over.
Okay, maybe sitting back and pushing buttons is exciting sometimes. But never mind that, now it's Warthog time! Our destination is a military base not too far away. They have a working communications array as well as a nice big anti-aircraft gun. So we're going to turn it on and see what it can do to some of those Covenant ships. You crank up the anti-aircraft gun and then head on toward the communications array. Of course, the Warthog is awesome as always, especially when your gunner's on target. Give me that again. I'd seen a few grunts go down with a spray of that yellow whatever, but I didn't really pay a whole lot of attention to it. What's that supposed to be? Is it their scuba tank? In the Halo canon, as you already know, the grunts breathe methane, and our type of atmosphere is toxic to them. So they wear a breathing apparatus, and that bump on their backs is their life support tank. But I've never seen one do that before. Too bad he couldn't land it. He might have gotten some decent scores. Oh well.
Let's search the area for generators, 6.
Right on target. Revenant zeroed our position.
Whoa, what was that? Okay, it looks like one of those Spectres from Halo 2, and it packs a punch. Let's see what it takes to beat it. Fortunately, the Warthog is still indestructible. More or less. The first task is to activate a generator because of course the array won't work without electricity. Good thing for us, there's one right over there in that building. Then we turn on the radio.
I'm taking this one. You did it, 6. Comms array up and running.
Simple, except for the 21 zillion Covenant that were in the way. Now they're not in the way, so again, it's simple. Further on, you have to open a security gate, but there's a bunch of barriers past it, so we have to abandon the vehicles. From there, we meet a pair of hunters, and here I got to use my Sam Fisher skills yet again. I love the way all these guys are just standing there, not even trying to shoot at it while they let us 2 Spartans do all the work.
I'm taking fire!
Inside the building, I noticed this.
I doubt that very much.
Those are the gadgets for this game, best I can tell. The most common one I saw was armor lockup, which really doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me. I didn't pay that much attention to them, so if you've used them and like them, tell me more. I'm interested. For a while after that, it's basic Halo action and a lot of fun. No, he's mine. The immediate task is to get to the roof and help some guys who are pinned down. When I got to the roof, somehow I found myself with a really odd weapon combo. A rocket launcher and a targeting thingy. And I have an elite standing on my foot. Well, let's see if I can figure out a way to do this without blowing myself up. Again.
They're shooting over 6. Watch their low. Find that bitch. Bring him down. Wipe him out. Bring in the medic.
That works. Oh, hush. You finish mopping up, the Covenant ship tries to take off, and you watch your orbital defenses blow it to pieces. Then you get a call that Dr. Halsey wants to see your team. She starts asking about the scientist who was killed back in the previous mission, the one where you found his daughter. Her ears perk up when she hears that the elites who killed him were Zealot class, and her anger perks up when she hears that one of them got away. Your leader makes the mistake of saying that he gave the order because he thought the primary objective was more important.
Your primary objective? Commander, are you a puppet or a Spartan?
Ma'am?
There are those at ONI, myself included, who believe the Covenant dispatch elite advance teams to hunt down artifacts of value to their religion. Survivor accounts suggests such teams are small, nimble, and almost always Zealot class. No doubt they came to the station for the abundance of ONI excavation data stored there. And you let them get away.
I don't think that's the reaction he was going for. Ouch! But he's not backing down.
Data retrieval was not a command directive. Even had we known, we had other more urgent matters to attend to.
Like warning the planet.
Professor Sorvad's final entry in his field notes made reference to a latchkey discovery. Latchkey. Not a word he would use lightly. So let's hope that the data module your Lieutenant Commander stole contains it.
Cat?
Before you ask, I was alerted the moment you attempted to access its contents, as I am with any unauthorized tap.
Oops. But the man has a point. How would they know any of this? Maybe if she had, I don't know, let them in on some of it, they could have done something differently. But the doc isn't done with the reaming.
That data is classified Tier 1. I could send you to the brig for interfering with my work.
Maybe you'd like to join her.
I'm sorry?
We're currently under emergency planetary directive, winter contingency. I'm sure you're familiar with the punishment for civilian interference with the Spartan deployment.
Are you threatening me, Commander?
Just making a reading suggestion, ma'am. Let's move, noble team.
These rebellious kids these days. Your next mission is recon with a sniper rifle. You and 3 are scouting an area looking for evidence of Covenant presence. Kat is running this one, and she says direct intervention may be necessary. 3 says when she runs a mission, it always is. That doesn't sound ominous at all. He gives you some armor-piercing rounds for your rifle. As he puts it,
They'll take the hat off an elite at 2,000 yards. And they ain't cheap.
in the first 3 games, Sergeant Johnson got most of the really good lines. It's nice to see him spread around a little in this one. You come up on an elite, and 3 says to take him out quietly.
Keep firing. Covering fire.
If you're beginning to suspect that I didn't see that on-screen cue for how to assassinate the elite until after I fired, you would be correct. The weird part is, despite what 3 said back there, pretty much nothing happened as a result of that shot. Well, the elite went down, but you know what I mean. A moment later, one lone little grunt came toddling along, apparently to see what the ruckus was, and 3 took him out with an equally loud sniper shot. And again, nothing else happened. Best I can tell, the bulk of the Covenant still don't know we're here, and I like it that way. But of course, eventually it turns into a full-on firefight, because Spartans recon the Covenant forces by killing them all on the spot. Quicker that way. Inside a building, I spotted a health kit and figured I might as well use it. While I did, I got to listen to 3 have a conversation with himself.
Visual on targets. I lost visual.
That was quick. Maybe check your visor?
This one's mine. Careful, that turret is no joke.
You hunt down the next pocket and deal with them.
I've got this.
He knows it takes 2 shots. Why didn't he fire again? I'm just really proud of that shot. Who's the what-head? That wasn't very nice. So there. And what do you know? He was right about the elite hat thing and those bullets. Let's keep going. I think I'm starting to get the hang of this. Then we see this. I have no idea. Indigenous life form? Whatever they are, they're making short work of the Covenant around them, and the Covenant weapons don't seem to be affecting them much. I'm going to go with they're on our side. Let's treat them nice and maybe they'll stay that way. Or 3 can be a dumbass and run up and start shooting at him for no good reason. I really didn't want to do that. It makes me want to put one of these rounds up his butt next. You hook up with the rest of your team and find a settlement with some civilians, apparently local militia. The Covenant are all over them and they're badly in need of help. Your next objective is to keep them alive. In other words, it's massive firefight time. Oh yeah! One viewer told me that part of the reason he likes Reach better than ODST is because he prefers fighting elites to fighting brutes. I have to agree. Their movements, their tactics, their different ranks, it's all interesting. The movement especially presents a real challenge, whereas the brutes just tend to stand there and go, duh, bang, bang! I get why we had brutes for the sake of the story, but that doesn't mean they weren't dull. I much prefer elites. Speaking of elites, that same viewer spotted something in this game that I have never heard of before. I haven't even seen these things, even reviewing my captured footage. But he has proof because he popped one with a sniper rifle before it could vanish. Basically, there's a certain kind of short-nosed elite that does nothing but stand in the shadows and watch what's happening. They don't do anything, they don't fight, they have nothing to do with anything that we can figure out. They're just there, like the Watcher. Why? I have no idea. But now that I know about them, the next time I play, I'm going to be looking for them. This viewer has his own channel, and he graciously let me use that footage. The address of his channel is in the credits, and he has some nifty stuff there. Hop over and give him some love. Once you clear out the Covenant and rescue the militia, you head on towards the next objective, which takes you along a riverbed.
There's the riverbed, 6. Let's see what it goes.
The river flows, it flows to the sea.
Was that necessary? And besides, this riverbed is dry, so it's not flowing anywhere. Just saying. The destination is a hydroelectric plant in the dam that's keeping this river from flowing. We need to see if the Covenant are there, and if so, what are they doing?
Cat, are you seeing this? Covenant structure.
Kind of a big pylon, heavily fortified.
That's the source of our dark zone.
Okay, consider it gone.
Negative. Stick a remote dead charge on it. Command is planning something big. They say that pylon dies at dawn.
And this made me really wish I had turned on subtitles because I still can't catch all of that. We found a huge Covenant pylon heavily guarded. Kat said it's the source of the dark zone we're investigating, but when we say consider it gone, she says negative, stick a remote charge on it because Command is planning something big. They say that pylon, and that's as much as I can get. I simply cannot pull the words out. I know I could go look them up now, but somehow that feels like I'm cheating you out of my befuddlement. In any case, we have an objective. Put a charge on that thing and presumably run like hell. I fought my way across a bridge and then found a vehicle I'd never driven before, pretty much in any game. And now I think I know why. This thing sucks. I'll do better on foot. You reach the tower thing, and now you have to defend it against who knows how many waves of Covenant attack while your man June attaches the remote depth charge to it. It's an awesome battle. Part of the problem is, some of the place appears to be built on quicksand. You finish taking out a pair of hunters just as June finishes planting the charge. Funny how so often it works out that way. Now Kat wants you to move further into the dark zone to find out what the Covenant is hiding there. The first obstacle is a security gate, but she gives you the codes.
Okay, got him. Unlocking the gate.
Did you see that? At least one time in the series, we have an AI who can open a door. But that's because he's also a Spartan. They're still the only ones who can open doors. Well, crap. But can he do this? Can he take out a jackal just by shooting it in the hand? Huh? The explanation we're going with is the shot hit his plasma pistol and it exploded. And you know what? Go away. Resistance increases as you go, which is usually a fair indication that you're going the right way. Irving's law and all that. Ultimately, you come to what the Covenant is hiding in this dark zone.
Jackpot. Transmitting visual. You've seen this, Cat?
Confirmed. Receiving Nova 3 and Nova 6 live visual of a Covenant strike force.
It's no strike force. It's an invading army. If we're gonna smother this thing, we need to go in hard and fast.
Agreed. All recon teams disengage and fall back. Sun will be up in a few hours, and it's going to be a very busy day.
No wonder they're trying to keep things cloaked. Well, let's go get them.
It appears that Noble Team's discovery last night was not an anomaly. Large Covenant deployments have occurred undetected, and we are now under attack across the Vieri territory, including orbital defenses. As per the winter contingency, we are countering on every front.
Question. Are we sure we have enough resources to hit all these places at once? Should we maybe call in reinforcements from, I don't know, everywhere? We watched the initial clash between those forces and a fleet of Banshees just as Command blows the cloaking tower up. Our Warthog gets hit just about the time the road gets blown out from under us, so now we're on foot with 5. We fight our way along, then we get a new objective and a new Warthog.
Commandeer that Warthog.
This looks promising. What can it do? The job is to take out that big anti-aircraft gun. This new gun on the Warthog is rather nice. I just wish I could control its fire while I was driving, because I'm not crazy about the way cats do it.
Commander, going to set up a forward observation post here.
Copy that. I'm waiting on your intel. See what you can see. Corner out.
Oops. Hey, it can drive on top of a Wraith. Oh, no, it can't. I located the Warthog again pretty easily. It was upright, so I didn't even have to flip it. I hopped in and went to collect 5 on the gun. Okay, that happened because he took so long to get in. That was not my fault. You fight your way up to the gun where you hear the next bit of good news.
New intel, 6. Looks like normal weapons won't dent those AA guns.
I would suggest neutralizing the interior fuel cells, Lieutenant.
Of course. We have those orbital weapons that can punch a hole right through a Corvette-class cruiser, but that won't help these things. They're made of pure can't-shootium. So you take out all the Covenant guarding it, and then figure out how to disable it. Alrighty then, on to the next one. Somebody brings in a portable bridge for you to use, and you keep advancing into Covenant territory. The goal is a mining facility that the Covenant are using as a command post. Some troopers are already there, trying to push the Covenant back.
Gonna kill you dead!
Like that. Our AI gives us some new info.
New intelligence. Friendly forces near the Covenant outpost have sighted a high-value target. An elite zealot, in fact.
A zealot? We're onto something big, Commander.
Eyes on the prize, Noble. Take out that zealot if you get the chance, but keep moving toward the spires.
Question. Wouldn't it be a good idea to capture it and interrogate it? I suspect any info we got from such a source would help immensely. But I'm not in charge, so let's go kill it. He wasn't any of those. I just thought it was really neat that I got 3 elites with 1 grenade. Doesn't happen very often, especially when you play like I do. Our high-value target is over there. A nice red arrow identified him a little while ago.
High-value target has been neutralized.
Well, that was anticlimactic. You finish clearing the place out and then move on. We've seen these Red Covenant vehicles that look kind of like wraiths, but not really, and we finally get a name for them. What was that? Revenant. Uh-huh. So they have all these terror-inducing vehicle names like Phantom, Wraith, Ghost, Spectre, and Revenant? Is that even a word? It sounds like somebody who replaces your roof.
Ahem.
Why do I keep...
A revenant is properly a person who returns. However, the term carries the connotation of returning from the great beyond, so to speak, and thus refers to a disembodied spirit which has returned to this plane of existence for whatever reason. It derives from the French...
Like that?
Yes, like that. Ha ha.
Where has this thing been all my Halo life? Great maneuverability and the firepower is wicked. I expect one of these in my driveway tomorrow. As we're driving in our Revenant beep beep, we get word that there's a second AA gun and we're supposed to take it out. Wasn't that actually part of the original objective? Didn't they say way back there on page 27 that there were 2 guns? I've been assuming all this time that we'd get around to the second one eventually, but I admit I was starting to wonder. Good to know we're back on track. This one has a Wraith guarding it. I'll take it. On we go. It also has a pair of hunters guarding it. Taking them out with the Revenant's cannon is slow going. Then again, taking out hunters with most anything is slow going, so it's not like we're not used to it. I tried several ways to use the Revenant's gun to blow the AA fuel cell, but couldn't get the right angle. It pretty well has to be done by hand. You clear an LZ and a Falcon comes in to pick you up and take you to your next objective.
Oh yeah! That's the way! They're on us!
Oh, and did I forget to mention that we have a great new toy to play with on the way? This beats the heck out of a DVD player.
There's the spire. Solid copy. Dot.
Latest intel suggests these spires may be projecting electromagnetic cloaking shields.
That would explain how they did all this without being detected. Not good for us. Let's go take it out.
Affirmative, sir. Here we go.
We just lost all power. We're going down.
Look your armor, Spartan!
Brace for a hard landing.
I sort of meant set us down and let us find a relatively safe way in there. This genius just flew our aircraft right into an electromagnetic shield and wondered why it fried his electronics.
That's just stupid.
We're inside the shield, but I'm sure there were lots better ways to get there. You fight to get closer to the spire, and then hear this.
Frigate Grafton is on station ready to kill that spire. First, we need to power down its shield.
Well, of course the real task is up to 6, because 6 is I. I'm 6. 6 is me. Never mind. You battle your way in and then start looking for the quickest way to the top.
Noble leader, 6 is on his way out. Get in there. Take out that shield, Lieutenant. Spartans, I'm en route with a Falcon. We'll pick you up as soon as you knock out power to that shield. Ready when you are, 6.
That'll do. From here it's basic Halo action, especially after this. Oh yeah.
Lieutenant, drop the shield and get out of there.
One grunt, that's it. Yeah, it was. From there it was a matter of finding the right button and pushing it, and getting out of Dodge in a hurry.
Get us out of here. Control, this is Noble 1. Spire 1 is green and you're free to engage. Have a nice day.
Copy that, Noble 1. Be advised, all ground units. Frigate 318 Heavy is inbound, and MAC rounds have been authorized.
MAC rounds? In atmosphere?
One way to get their attention. Hang on to your teeth, people.
That's a thing of beauty, isn't it?
New contact. High tonnage.
No, somebody tell me this ain't happening.
What just happened? Where'd that come from?
UNSC Frigate Grafton, do you copy?
Grafton is dust. We need to get out of here now.
Those things don't just appear out of nowhere, especially one that size. So either A, it was there all the time and none of these bright people noticed it, B, it was seriously cloaked, which I suppose is possible since that shield thing was a cloaking device, or C, that spire was really a transporter and it brought the ship here instantly without so much as a puff of smoke. I'm gonna go with D. Somebody goofed.
Our foe is more devious than we imagined. That spire was indeed a teleporter linked to a cloaked Covenant supercarrier, a grave threat.
So the answer is actually both B and C, possibly with A thrown in there if it was actually in that position the whole time. I have to admit I really don't understand that explanation. But the rest of the message says help is on the way and it should be there in 48 hours. Trouble is, Noble Team isn't sure they have 48 minutes, much less hours. Kat comes up with a crazy plan to destroy the Covenant ship. She knows of a secret base nearby with the items they would need. Basically, the two things they need are a vehicle to get them into orbit and a slipspace drive. If they can fire up the slipspace drive on the Covenant carrier without it being properly secured, it should tear the ship to pieces. That's the plan. They get a green light from the brass, and off they go to secure the launch facility they'll need.
Move up the beach, Noble.
Not much significance to that, I just get a kick out of the level name. You fight into the facility and head for flight control. I do love this game, but it's not without its little glitches.
Still can't believe Holland said yes to this.
Well, some plans are too good to
We got a
say
race on the lower platform!
Let's get that Saber airborne before he changes his mind.
I get the feeling there was some significance to that conversation, but since several people were talking at once, I have no idea what was said. That's the sort of thing that happens when your event triggers are too close together. There was nothing I could do but keep going and hope it wasn't too significant. At flight control, we learn that the staff has been alerted and there's a ship waiting for us. 5 and 6 get in and we're treated to a little mini-movie of the launch and stage separation that is actually quite beautiful. I genuinely felt like I was there for a moment. Back in game mode, we're now flying the ship, so we get a quick tutorial.
Squad 6? We should head for the Savannah.
It includes built-in evasive maneuvers. Nice. Let's see what we get to do with this thing.
Weapons free!
I seem to be having some trouble with the targeting. Much better. I like it. We're treated to many, many happy minutes blowing banshees out of the sky, then something called a seraph shows up. And I spent the next 15 minutes trying to figure out what it was going to take to bring that damn thing down. It has an energy shield, and we were told to hit it with our missiles to take down the shield so we can destroy it. At this point, as far as I can tell, I have hit this thing with my missiles approximately 9,000 times. It's still going. Most of the time, I honestly cannot tell whether my missiles are hitting or not. Every so often, there's one that seems to be an obvious hit, but even with those, I can't tell if they're having any effect. It's getting frustrating. Well, for starters, there were two of them. About the time I'd pop the shield on one, the other would show up and draw me away, and by the time I popped that one's shield, the first one, you get the picture. But I really couldn't tell what was happening with the missiles, so just for kicks, I switched to the gun for a while.
Weapons free! Can't lose this arrow! Round away!
Yeah!
Boys.
Don't say it. We'll be right back.
Saber teams, use your guns to take down their shields, then hit them with your missiles.
Defensive batteries at 79%. Buy us another minute, Saber teams. Nice hit!
Yeah, I had it backwards before. Guns first, then missiles. Why shouldn't it work the other way around too? Because shut up! But that was definitely the formula. There were actually 4 Seraphs, or Seraphim if thou preferest, and I wound up taking them down in pretty short order. Another wave of Covenant showed up almost immediately.
Anchor 9 to all UNSC ships. Station defenses are back online. Clear the lane, we'll light them up.
I confess I have no idea what that means. A mix of Seraphim and Bansheeum come at you, and it's way more fun than any aerial battle I've had in a Halo game yet. In fact, this was as much fun as playing baseball. And since I'm not physically able to do that anymore, this is the next best thing. Thank you! Oh, shut up. You dock with Anchor 9, Noble 6 hops out and grabs the slip-space drive, then you and an escort head off to deliver it. 5 will handle the makeshift bomb. You'll run interference for him. A heavy ship called the Savannah is joining you to give additional cover since it was their slip-space drive that you borrowed. Your squadron reaches the Corvette and you start bombarding it. Your first task is to disable its engines so it can't get away. More and more reinforcements keep appearing, so the next task is to take them all out before one of them can get away and warn the carrier about what we're doing. May I just say, I am thoroughly enjoying this extended space battle. The craft handles beautifully, the challenges are nice and diverse, the visuals are great, so of course it has to come to an end. The AI you've been listening to says the Corvette has a weakness in a panel on top of it, so the next task is to land there. Wait, why me? 5 is the one with the bomb. I'm just supposed to keep the sky clear so he can plant it. Why am I setting down on this thing? Well, actually, we all do. The objective right now is to find a way inside and take out the communications crew so they can't call for help. The AI said there's a weakness around here somewhere. That's it? I'd call that more than a weakness. I'd call that an invitation. Now, I'm only going to play a little bit of this, but tell me why I love it. Can you get it? We're in space. No air. No sound. No running around noise. No sound of weapons fire. This is the first time I have ever seen a game get that right. Now, of course, we have to have some sound, and I'm really not sure what that's supposed to be, but maybe that's what they play on Pandora in the 26th century. Anyway, score 1 for authenticity. When you deal with all the elites in here, you get word that their communications have been disabled. I guess that was the comm crew. In a vacuum in spacesuits. Not asking. On to the hangar so we can open the door for 5 and his bomb, which is being ferried over by Pelican. Seriously? Well, that was effective. I got it down to where there was just one guy left and I just couldn't seem to hit him from up high, so I decided to get closer. That was awesome! Now I'm supposed to go turn off the shield over that door. The control is on the other side of the room and there's a ramp up to it, but I figured I'd see if I could do that again. I guess not. What changed in the last 12 seconds? Okay, we'll do it the old-fashioned way. The Pelican comes in with the bomb, and now you and your team have to take the bridge. The idea is to initiate a refueling run with the supercarrier that's our actual target. And the Corvette's pilots probably aren't going to be too eager to help us. Did that thing just snarl at me? I've never heard him make that noise before. As you go along, you hear the Savannah put out a distress call and try to break off and get out of there. It soon becomes clear that the Savannah is going to sacrifice a lot more than just its slipspace drive.
Break off! Break off! Hull breach! Reactor's flaring! Damn it, I'm losing her!
Savannah Actual, can you hear me?
Did he really just ask that? I know they're on a remote link, but they've got telemetry and all the rest. He's got to know what happened. Stupid question number 938.
Looks like the bridge.
Where? If this is the bridge, it's shaped like a noodle. Oh, there it is. That's what happens when your event triggers are too far apart. It's nice of them to educate us about this stuff. You make your way back to the hangar and have an absolutely insane firefight to defend the bomb. I love it. And we even have a drama queen.
Got me, partner.
The Covenant just keep coming, and you and your partner just keep mowing them down. I have now gotten to do that multiple times in every game so far. Yes, I keep track. When that battle is finally over, 5 discovers that the timer on our erstwhile bomb took some fire and it's toast. It has to be fired manually. He gives you his dog tags and shows you the door.
Tell him to make it count.
Pretty much literally. And I'm just going to let this run.
space rupture detected.
Gamma station control, reading multiple pings below the orbital defense
Slip
grid.
space rupture detected.
Yeah, we're picking up anomalies too. Are you reading
Slip
it?
space rupture
Multiple
detected.
covenant signatures.
Slip space
Is anyone
rupture
listening?
detected.
They're everywhere!
Slip space rupture detected.
The whole damn covenant
Slip
fleet.
space rupture detected.